took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota Trucks.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Athletes know how important it is to stay hydrated. But did you know there are other ways to hydrate besides just drinking water? In fact, milk is a great hydration option because it actually contains water, as well as electrolytes that are lost when your body sweats. So consider taking milk along with you to your next game or competition and enjoy the taste of greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You train, you sweat, you practice, you go for the gold, you give 110%, but most of all, you aim for greatness. And milk is the performance enhancer that can help get you to your goal. Trusted by athletes and backed by science, there's a healthy helping of greatness in every refreshing glass of milk. So let nature's original sports drink help quench your thirst for greatness. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
1-2, test 1-2. Actually, I'm going to switch here. All right, can you hear me?
Little bit.
Just a little bit? Okay.
Not like I was.
Yeah, I switched sides. Let's see. All right, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to IdahoSports.com. We have the hometown Lewiston Bengals taking on the visiting Capital Eagles here in Lewiston, Idaho. And sorry about the late start, folks. We have 2 minutes left here in the first quarter as Jace McArcher fires an out route over to Jared Jelinek, close to a first down. That's going to be 4th and short here. Fortunately, folks, the score is 0-0, so you haven't missed any big-time plays. I've got my partner in crime on here tonight, Brad Bramlett, actually running the camera for me. Brad, thanks for joining us on such short notice.
Yeah, it's good to be with you, Garrison. Lewiston doing the hurry-up offense seems to be working for him. Front line's doing a job, firing off, looks good.
All right, so 4th and short here, but it could be a punt here. It looks like Jace McArcher is back, ready to send this one off. Lewiston covering the entire side of the field, and he does end over end inside the 30, inside the 20, and it comes to stop just outside the 10-yard line. So an excellent punt there from Jace McArcher. So Jason, for those fans just joining us here, as we finally got our broadcast up and running, it's really been a defensive battle back and forth thus far from Capital and from Lewiston.
Capital is out of Boise in the top 4 teams down there in the Valley, and they're always good, Garrison. Capital is always a good football program. This is going to be a good one.
We're seeing that here tonight. And for Lewiston, they come into this game 7-2 on the season. Kind of had a bumpy end to their season as they fell at the hands of Coeur d'Alene 38-7, which as a result ended up in a 3-way tie in the Inland 5A Empire Conference. And as a result, they had to have somewhat of a jamboree for the 3 teams. And Coeur d'Alene came out on top, and Lewiston came in second. And as a result, Lewiston and Coeur d'Alene advanced to the playoffs. Post Falls, unfortunately, will be watching at home this year. 3 good quality teams who had a shot, and we're fortunate to see Lewiston, one of our District 2 teams, coming into this one and hoping to do their hometown Bengal fans proud. As we approach 2 minutes here in the first quarter, score 0-0, Capital with the ball inside their own 20.
Always good to be in the playoffs. The Bengals have had a great year this year. A lot of seniors having a breakout year. Jace McArcher being a standout quarterback for the Golden Bengals. Cruz Hepburn, who signed a full-ride scholarship to play baseball at the University of Washington, continues to be kind of a man amongst boys out there. Incredible athlete. And many, many other seniors out there getting it done. Bengals in the playoffs, doesn't get any better.
1st and 10 after that first down run from the Eagles. That was number 23 on the carry, Jacob Olson, the senior running back, and they swing this pass out wide to the far side of the field to number, looks like 84. Oh, correction, there is no 84 on their roster, but in any case, a short gain on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down here for the Eagles as they come out with 5 wide receivers in the set, 1 the quarterback in the backfield, and he is the very talented Max Clark. Clark fires an out route to the far side of the field, and that one's caught by number 12, Nate Garcia, the senior.
The scouting report on the Capital quarterback is that he is very, very accurate. Not a runner, but incredibly smart and can throw the ball where he wants it to go.
And he did right there for a gain of 12. So 1st and 10, ball on the 37, just over a minute to go. Clark back to pass, looking, surveying the field. He throws a deep post over the middle, and this one's caught! That's number 27, Victor, who brings it all the way in. Correction, that's number 21, Ethan Castillo, for the touchdown, the senior receiver.
Well, we were kind of bragging on Capital's quarterback, and he thread the needle again. That was a great pass, right down the center on a post for a score. Lewiston just couldn't hang with that receiver. Extra point kick.
Clark to hold for 32. Jackson Berg on the kick.
And it's time for the PAT with number 32, Jackson Berg, the junior kicker. And the kick is up and good, right down the middle and into the busy street on 11th Street here in Lewiston. Hopefully it didn't hit a car, as we've had that happen before. So without further ado, Capital takes a 7-0 lead here with 51 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jason, that was a beautiful pass from Max Clark. Excuse me, I'm so used to saying Jason, it's Brad. That is... Yeah, in any case.
Yeah, Jason's way better looking than me, Garrison.
I wouldn't say that. Come on now.
Yeah, it's those big plays that can come back to bite you. Lewiston was holding their own, really playing some good defense, and so that receiver just snuck by on that post, and of course that quarterback can throw it on a dime. So Capital 7, Lewiston Golden Bengals 0. But we're playing good, and we've got some good momentum going, so I'm feeling good about the Bengals.
So 51 seconds left here in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of the visiting Eagles, who come again out of the Boise area, and they're always a talented team. Head coach Todd Simas and his assistants up here in the booth with us. And set to kick is number 32, Jackson Berg, who just made the PAT. Back deep to receive is the ever-dangerous number 4, Braden Rice. And across from him, I can't quite make that out. I believe that's number 21, Cruz Hepburn. Actually, it looks like number 22, Colby Weeks, the junior receiver. So here's the kick from the Eagles after the first score of the night, and this one's deep down the near side of the field, and it's taken by Rice inside the 10, who's up by the 20, 25, and he's hit at the 25-yard line, brought down by number 10 from Capital. That was Nate Cherry with the good hit.
Braden Rice, son of Brad Rice, who was a standout athlete at Lewiston High School, also went on to be a standout linebacker, outside linebacker for the Idaho Vandals, and then got a tryout with the New York Giants. So a little genetic pool going on there, Garrison.
That's right. We've got it rolling here for Lewiston, and they're going to hand it off to Cruz Hepburn, who tries to get to the outside, but he's brought down in the backfield. Good containment there from that Eagles front defense. That looked like it was number 18, Cody Walk, with the tackle. Tight end to defensive end. Eagles coming out with 4 down defensive linemen. And the Bengals, they're going to fake the handoff, play action, and he's brought down from the second level. That was a linebacker breezing through the offensive line. Will Kovac with the sack. And that is going to make it 3rd and long for the Bengals.
Cruz Hepburn's going to get a lot of the work tonight. He plays both ways. Most of the season played both offense and defense. So obviously he's got to be in good shape. Last year he came off an injury, but this year hasn't had any problems with his leg. And it's just been a standout all year.
So, folks, that is the end of quarter number 1 here in Lewiston, Idaho, as the Lewiston Bengals trail 7-0 as the Capital Eagles strike first here in the first quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 19 coming out of this quarter break here. And Brad, there's really not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 19. You're a coach yourself, Brad. What are you telling your team in 3rd and 19?
Well, at 3rd and 19, you're probably going to throw it. And Jace really can't throw a football, maybe a sprint out pass. But, yeah, the defense is going to set back and expect to pass.
And that they will. Capital already showing some deep safety over the top. Their corners are also playing deep, maybe 10 yards back from their coverage. Lewiston coming out with an interesting formation here. They've got quads to the far side of the field. McArcher sends Jared Jelinek in motion. Everyone's on the far side of the field as Jelinek looks deep, but he's hit from behind and brought down by the weak side.
Nobody touched him.
Cody walked right in to the backfield and brought Jace McArcher down before he could even throw the ball.
Well, that was an assignment mess up, obviously, because nobody touched him.
And 4th and 33, I assume the Bengals are probably not going to go for it here. Inside their own 5. And McArcher set to punt. He had a good punt last time. And this one, he just has to get rid of it, end over end. It's going to land at the 36, and it was going to bounce backwards. Good stop there from number 32 of Lewiston. That is Elliott Taylor, the junior, who stopped the ball from rolling back. And now that's great field position for Capital.
Yeah, they stuck us back, and now they've got great field position. Bengals got to come out and play some tough D.
1st and 10, ball in the 36. 11:20 to go here in quarter number 2. As the Eagles hope to take a 2-possession lead, and they're going to come out in a wildcat look here. Back in the quarterback spot is number 18, Cody Walk, who just made the big sack. Walk takes the snap. He's going to take it and run right up the middle. He's met with some resistance, but he keeps going, and he is inside the 25, inside the 20, and finally brought down at the 10-yard line. Cody Walk with a huge run to start this drive.
Give Capital line a lot of credit. That offensive line just blew those Bengals off that line of scrimmage. That was a great run.
And now they're inside the 5-yard line is where they're going to, inside the 10 it looks like rather, and Walk, they're just going to give it right back to him as he follows his blockers and trips over into the end zone. Touchdown Capital! The Eagles strike again, and now it's a 2-touchdown lead.
Well, unfortunately, Mr. Momentum ran over on the other side of the sideline. Bengals are going to have to suck it up and figure this out. That Wildcat formation really worked. That kid is a powerful running back.
That he is. There's a big tight end / defensive end, and he's showing his strength right there. The extra point is up and good, and that was number 32, Jackson Bird, converting it once again right down the middle. So Capital leads 14-0, just like that on back-to-back scores. And boy, Brad, Lewiston's probably feeling like they just got sucker punched right now.
Yeah, and like I said, Mr. Momentum ran on the other side of the sideline, but if Lewiston can get something going, get a score, they're right back in it.
And this Lewiston offense has certainly shown the capability to do that. Obviously, they struggled against the mighty Coeur d'Alene Vikings in the final week of the season, 38-7. But before that, they were averaging well over 40 points a game for the rest of the season en route to their 7-2 record. And it's been the go-go offense appears here to stay in Lewiston.
I was up at that Coeur d'Alene game, and Coeur d'Alene just hammered Lewiston. Post Falls upsets Coeur d'Alene. Lewiston beats Post Falls. Then we have that 3-way tiebreaker, and Lewiston beats Post Falls again in the Kansas City tiebreaker. But Coeur d'Alene is tough, and look to see them in the state playoffs in the championship game.
And Coeur d'Alene always challenging for that game, Brad mentioned. And now we are set here for the kickoff once again. Berg sends this one deep down the middle to Braden Rice, who takes it at the 10. They fake the handoff there, and he is at the 15. He's at the 20. He's got a block in a lane. He's close to the 30 and cut down at the 28-yard line. So a solid return there for Lewiston as they are set to get things going here.
Braden Rice got some wheels. Got that from his dad. Can run.
That he can. The talented outside wide receiver has certainly been a big player here for the Bengals this season. And now 1st and 10, ball on the 28-yard line. Good starting position here for the Bengals. As McArcher takes the snap, he's going to hand it up the middle here to Hepburn, and Hepburn is not able to get into the open, and he's brought down for maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Goes right side by number 54, Jack Murphy.
And now we got 3 receivers in the set. Correction, 2 receivers in the set here. 1 hatchback. And now Elliott Taylor checks into the game. He's going to line up next to number 6, Ethan Shaw. McArcher takes the snap. He's following 2 blockers. He's got a lane here. Tries to get to the outside, but he can't. He's caught from behind. That was number 2 for Capital, Caden Maserati.
I can guarantee you the offensive line coach is right now yelling at his O-line to maintain blocks. Good charge coming off the line, but you got to maintain those blocks, and the defense seems to be.
McArcher took the handoff and tried to get to the outside, but he wasn't able to do so. Once again, good containment from these Eagles. They're swooping and flying all over the place. It's going to be 4th and 3 now. 9:40 to go. Ball on the 35-yard line. McArcher comes out alone in the backfield. 5 Bengals split out, but this could be a punt.
Yeah, they use this a lot because Jace is such a good athlete. He'll probably punt this away. Yep.
And it's blocked!
Oh, no.
It's blocked and picked up at the 40. And the Eagles are going to advance this. They're in the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eagles! Caden Mastorati takes it the distance, and this game has been blown wide open.
Let's go. It's always easy to second guess, but that pooch punt where Jace just lines up like in the shotgun didn't work that time.
It did not. 20-point game here now in favor of Capital.
Clark holding for Bird on the extra point try.
And now it's the extra point try with number 32. That's Jackson Berg. And he's 2 of 2 on the night. And now there's a flag. There's a couple flags. It looks like maybe there's some extracurriculars going on here.
And that you don't need. When you're down 3 touchdowns, you don't need that. Now, hopefully that's on the Capital Eagles and not on the Lewiston Golden Bengals. But you just don't need that. It just drives coaches crazy when that stuff goes on, especially when you're down and you need to make a comeback.
It is going to be offsetting penalties here, so unsportsmanlike conduct on both teams. So essentially nothing happens.
We will continue with the point after try.
So here's the extra point here. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up and through right down the middle. And Capital adds to their lead with a point, 21-0 in favor of the Eagles. And we're going to go to a quick commercial break here, but we'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Toyota's National.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 21-0 in favor of the visiting Capital Eagles, but they have made Lewiston home tonight as they have run roughshod thus far over the Bengals. It started out pretty even affair, back and forth, defensive battle, but since then, 3 big plays for the Eagles, starting with a deep post route from their quarterback, Max Clark, to number 21, Ethan Castillo, and then a run by number 18, Cody Walk, who walked his way into the end zone for the score, made it 14-0, and then a punt blocked and returned all the way for a touchdown, and now it's 21-0. Brad, it looks like a tough hill to climb right now. What do you think we would be telling the Bengals on the sideline there?
Well, I think you don't panic. First off, you don't panic. You know, big plays, the block punt, and then the great throw by the Capital quarterback on that post route for a touchdown. I just think you got to get some going before the half. Just a little bit of momentum going on your offense. Get down and get a score, and then it's just not a blowout. But if Capital were to score again, it's on its way to a runaway.
And speaking of momentum, we have a kick out of bounds, which is going to give Lewiston some pretty solid field position here. Ball at the 35-yard line. And that's where the Bengals will take over. The go-go offense has not been going thus far. We'll see what the Bengals can come up with here. 1st and 10, ball on the 35. McArcher takes the snap, hands it up the middle, and they do get a decent push there. Gain of 5, and that was number 6 on the carry for the Bengals, Ethan Shaw. And there's some more laundry down on the field. We'll see what the call is. The officials have huddled up to discuss this. Again, it looked like some more extracurricular activities. There's a lot of pride involved here. Both teams are fighting for their playoff lives, hoping to advance. Here's the call. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Eagles. So that is going to be a 15-yard penalty. And hey, Brad,
that helps.
There's a first down.
Yeah, that's everything you can get. Every break you can get helps when you're down 21-0.
And that is going to move the ball all the way into Eagles territory. Ball at the 45-yard line. So 1st and 10, and the Bengals are on the move. Motion from the far side. That's going to be a fake handoff. McArcher keeps it himself, and he's got nowhere to go. Brought down by the big number 71 from Capital. That's number 71, Colin Drew, the senior.
Looked like McArcher had a little slip getting going. Didn't have any traction there, and so that put him a little behind.
And now they're behind the chains. 2nd and 11, ball in the 46. 8:30 to go. McArcher takes the snap. He's got blockers in front, but good contain from the Eagles, and they have to force him inside, and he's able to pick up a couple on the cut. But it's going to be 3rd and about 8.
Runs right side, gain about 5. 3rd down, Bengals.
So 3rd and 9, they'll call it officially. And this is going to force Lewiston into a passing situation. They come out in the same formation. McArcher, he's rolling to his left, being pressured from behind, throws a bullet, and it's caught by Jared Jelinek on the sideline. It's going to be close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot this.
Nice throw by McArcher, running left, throwing with his right hand. Great pass, right in the numbers, right in the chest.
That it was, and that is a first down, and the Bengals are right back on it. They hand it up to Ethan Shaw, who tries to fight his way forward, but he's brought down. And that was the big defensive lineman from Capital by number 70, Josh Summers. So no real gain on that one, maybe a gain of 1. They're just going to call it 2nd and 10. Jelinek goes to the far side. 2 receivers up to the top of your screen. Motion coming from the bottom. They're going to hand it off. It's a sweep to number 24, James White, who tries to get to the outside. He's got the sideline, and he does pick up a decent gain there, maybe 5, and they're going to be close to the first down marker.
Welcome back to James White, who's been missing for the Bengals for the past 3 weeks with a quad injury. He just got the green light to play tonight. Probably not in the best shape of his life, but that was a great run.
McArcher keeps it himself, looking for the first down. He's got it and more. He's got blockers in front of him, but he trips and falls. And it's still a solid gain there on the play. So 1st and 10 now. Ball inside the 20, mark at the 15. And here the Bengals are ready, set to go. And a timeout has been called by the Eagles. So they want to talk this over and maybe catch their breath a little bit, get set up after a couple of first down runs there.
A lot of times when you're watching football as a fan, you're watching the receivers, you're watching the running backs, the quarterbacks. But I would just encourage people every once in a while, watch that line of scrimmage, because, and this has been said so many times, but it's absolutely true, the games are really won in the trenches. And as you've seen, Lewiston's had a little run here, a little momentum. That offensive line has kind of got a second wind and is starting to push the Capital Eagles off that line of scrimmage. And it's really fun to watch. You can just get on the sideline and watch that front line and who's firing off and who's standing up, and it makes a big difference. So Lewiston's offensive line is getting it done right now.
And that they are. 1st and 10, ball in the 16 now. Just under 7 minutes to go here. So plenty of time for the Bengals to cut their way back into this game. They're going to come out with 5 wide receivers in this set. Jace McArcher alone in the backfield. Eagles are showing 4 down defensive linemen. They'll only rush 4. Zone defense here. They dump this one out. And it's caught. That's by Elliott Taylor, who's then forced out of bounds. Decent gain there for Taylor. And Taylor was actually a eligible receiver there, but yet he lined up as a lineman.
Yeah, that's a nice play. I like that play for the Bengals. Just a little quick out, keep everybody honest.
So that's going to be 1st and 2, and that play goes nowhere as it is blown up in the backfield. Good play there from number 33 from Capital. That is Will Kovac. We've called his name before.
Linebacker blitzing. Nobody picked him up. Good defensive play.
And that is going to be a loss of a couple on the play. So now it's going to be 2nd and 5. They can get a first down before they're in goal range. And McArcher takes it. He tries to get to the outside, but he's cut down. Once again, good containment from the Eagles. That was number 1, Avery Downey.
Capital Eagles kind of bowing their necks right now, saying, not going to happen.
And now we have a timeout from the Bengals who want to talk things over. And Brad, this is a huge possession right here for Lewiston.
It really is, because you want to go into halftime with something on the board. You don't want to go into the locker room 21-zip. And here we are, down close to, the 15-yard line. Got to get a score. I'm thinking Coach is going to come up with something good. And I'll tell you, the defense for the Capital Eagles is aggressive and quick and really looks good.
Yep, Capital's front 7 have been excellent containing this Lewiston attack thus far. And Brad, do you think kicking a field goal is out of the question here at this point?
Well, you want the score, but you want to go into that locker room with something. And they do have a kid that
Thor
kicks
Kessinger.
for him. Yeah, he can put it through. There's no doubt about that. And he's been kicking really good all year. So 3's better than 0, Garrison. But we want 6, I guess.
That's correct. And now it's going to be 4th and 5. Here's a big play for the Bengals. And we have a false start by the looks of it.
Yes.
And that's going to make it 4th and 10. A brutal blow here for Lewiston.
Yeah. That just drives coaches crazy. They called a timeout. They've got a play. They think it's going to be a good play, and then we're offsides.
4th and 10 from the 16 now after the penalty. 4 receivers in the set. Elliott Taylor goes in motion from left to right. And they're going to fake the handoff. McArcher's looking. He's pressured heavily. He's hit twice. He gets away. And then he's finally brought down. That was number 18 finishing the playoff, Cody Walk. We've called his name numerous times tonight, but boy, McArcher almost got away from that one.
He got some back, but that really hurts.
Yeah, that is a turnover on downs for the Bengals, so an all-important drive for them ends in 0, and now Capital takes over with the chance to really put their foot on the necks of the Bengals. 1st and 10. Ball is on the 24-yard line, 5:39 to go. Back to pass. And it's deep over the top. They've got a target, and it's just out of reach. That was number 4, Max Clark, throwing the ball.
Clark's pass incomplete. Attempted throw to Brody Cole, covered by number 2, Blake Hill in the play. Angle down the field.
And folks, we're going to take a, just kidding, we're not. We're fine. We're going to keep it right here as it is now 2nd and 10 after that incomplete pass, 5:34 to go. Ball on the 24-yard line. And if Lewiston really wants to get things going here, they need to start with a defensive stand right here.
You're right, Garrison. It's now. It's got to happen now before you go into that locker room. Get something good you can build on.
2nd and 10. And folks, we got a lot of playoff action going on IdahoSports.com tonight, and you can see games going on in Holt Arena, I believe it is, down in the south side of things. And of course, you got us here tonight. One of the few video broadcasts going on this weekend, mostly audio. They're going to hand this one off to Walk on the far side. He gets away from the first tackle, but he's brought down by the second after he's able to pick up a couple. Boy, Cody Walk, he is quite the load to bring down.
Credit LaFerrier with the tackle.
Now, is he the kid that plays both ways, that you see him at defensive end?
That's correct,
and
defensive end and tight end.
Put him in that wildcat formation.
That's the one. And he's lined up in the slot right now, runs a slant route. Looking deep is the quarterback. He gets out of the pocket and sprints for the first down, and it looks like he got it. Excellent run from Max Clark, the senior. And Clark, a highly touted quarterback
The scouting report on him, Garrison, is he is really smart, and he showed it right there, didn't he?
That he did. He escaped the pressure and got the first down, and the drive marches on for the Eagles, and you'll notice their pace is a little bit slower than the Bengals. They're fine with this as the clock is their friend with a 21-point lead. 5 receivers in the set here. Walk goes in motion from right to left. They're going to hand it to him on a sweep. He cuts back inside. He's got some blockers in front of him. He still drives forward, and he's got the first down once again. So now they're using Cody Walk as a running back, and thus far it's been quite effective.
Yeah, he's been very successful. Like you said, he's a load.
Like a Mike Tolbert. Just get out of the way. Bowling ball. 1st and 10, ball in the 46 after the run from Walk. First down. And now the pistol formation look here for the Eagles as they're going to hand it off right up the middle. Running back gets into the second level, and another first down. Capital is just running it down the throat of this proud Bengal defense. That was number 23, Jacob Olsen, on the run.
Capital first down.
Ball is now on the Lewiston 40. Bengals have 4 down linemen, 2 backers over the top. Man-to-man defense across the set. Clark in the gun, takes the snap, surveys the field. He's going to go to the far side. He's got a target, and it's incomplete. On the coverage there for Lewiston was number 2. That was Blake Hill, the senior.
Coverage on the play by Jelinek.
3:59 to go, 2nd and 10 after that deep shot, and good defense there from the Bengals.
Looked like a double team with Jelinek and Hill on that play. Knocking that ball out, that was great.
$3:59 to go here in the first half. All Capital at this point. And it's going to be another Wildcat set here for Walk, who just lowers the shoulder, but he's brought down by Jace McArcher. Excellent tackle.
Oh, they're playing your quarterback both ways. You might be wanting to win this game. He is a great athlete. If you've ever watched him play basketball, I think that's his sport. He's an incredible shooting guard. I've watched him play for years. Jace McArcher, outstanding athlete, outstanding student, outstanding kid.
You heard it here first on IdahoSports.com as we come up to 3rd and 7, and we're going to get a timeout from the Bengals with 3:24 to go.
Yeah, Lewiston can't afford another score, can they, Garrison?
That they can't, with, especially as they head into halftime. And now the other thing to keep in mind here is who gets the ball to start the second half.
I think Capital.
So if Capital were to score here and go up 28-0 and then get the ball back to start the second half, I don't like those odds if you're Lewiston's side.
You know, it's be real interesting to go into that locker room. You're always really interested. Like, what do you say to your team that's down 21-0 in a playoff game? And that's where coaches really earn their money. And that's where you're really hoping your leadership, your seniors that are leaders, will really step up and do some motivational things to get this thing going and turned around.
And Lewiston with a chance to get things turned around here as it's 3rd and 7, ball on the 37-yard line. So if they force a 4th down play here, they could be in business. That is, of course, if the Eagles decide to punt.
What would you do, Garrison? Would you punt it away?
At the 37, I might go for it, but we'll see if they need to. They pitch it here to the far side. That's number 28, Brody Call, and he gets close to the first down marker. We'll see where they spot it.
That pitch goes to Brody Call, runs left side. Tackled by Thor Kissinger.
Yeah, the mark's pretty important right here where that referee, first down, okay.
And it is a first down, so the wall keeps getting higher here for Lewiston. And folks, we might have a 3-man crew here. We just had Jason Hansen join us, and we got to get Jason's headset set up here, so bear with us. But it's 1st and 10, ball on the 29, and there's a fumble! Lewiston, they got it! The Bengals are on it! The Eagles tried to get a little too tricky on that one, Brad.
Yeah, good break. This is the big plays. Capital's got a couple that's kind of put them in the position of being 21-0. Lewiston needed a break, and they just got one.
And now the Bengals are right on the field, ready to go here. 1st and 10, ball on the 40.
Boy, they like that hurry-up offense, don't they?
That they do. They call it the go-go for a reason. 3:10 here. They're going to hand this one off to Cruz Hepburn, who stumbles his way forward.
Yeah, that defensive line for the Capital Eagles getting it done.
2nd and 8, ball on the 42. Excellent contain thus far. And they're going to hand this one off to, they'll fake it to Elliott Taylor, rather. Or, excuse me, that was number 24 from Lewiston. That was James White.
The timing on that was a little messed up.
So it's 3rd and 8, just like that. 2:30 to go here. Ball on the 42. Lewiston with a chance to maybe get some points on the board before half. McArcher drops back. He's rolling to his right. Pressured from behind. Looking deep. But now it's too late. He's brought down from behind. That was number 18, Cody Walk, once again.
You try to coach your quarterbacks. 1,001, 1,002, ball gone. That was about 1,004, and he was brought down from behind.
And boy, the Eagles have just been all over the Bengals here in the backfield. 4th and 13, under 2 minutes to go, and they could be, it looks like they're coming out in their punt formation here as the Eagles are ready for it. But they're going to go for it. McArcher throws a deep post. It's caught! What a catch by number 24, James White, who went up for that one. And it looks like he's got the wind knocked out of him there. So we're gonna step aside here and let the Bengals come out. Yep, and just like that, he's right back up on his feet. So
James White, a junior, great athlete in his own right. Went to the BYU camp. There are 120 tight ends down there, and James White got the tight end award for the camp. 120 tight ends at BYU. He's an exceptional athlete.
And boy, did he make a play there as Hepburn tries to get to the outside, but he slips and falls. And, that's one thing we didn't talk about as, for the whole pregame, we were trying to figure out our audio, is the field condition. It was kind of rainy all day today.
So nice now. I was thinking about that. I was like, I'm going to be up with you outside in the rain, but it's been real warm and very comfortable.
So incomplete pass there. The intended target was Elliott Taylor on the far side of the field. So now it's going to be 3rd and 12, and just like that, after a big first down play, the Bengals have an uphill battle once again.
Well, this is where your athletes got to make the big plays, so here we go.
1:20 to go. McArcher in the backfield. Flanking him is number 6, Ethan Shaw. They've got trips to the far side, one on the near side. That's Jared Jelinek. McArcher looking. He's got to step up. He's going to take it and run. He's got a hole. Could he get it? He's got it. Spins inside, spins back out. McArcher, what a move. And the Bengals keep their drive alive.
That was a great run. That was a great run by a great quarterback. Jace McArcher getting it done when he had to.
And Jason, can you hear us over there? So we're trying to get our third man up and running here. The third wheel. See if we can get our audio figured out. So we got a timeout on the field here. It's 1:07 to go here in the first half. So, Brad, if Lewiston's able to get up some points on the board here, suddenly we got a whole different ball game.
Yeah, you're down 2 touchdowns. They got the extra points, but they didn't get 2-point conversions. So, anything can happen in a high school football game. But you got to get it done up front. And Lewiston seems to be again surging, coming off that line of scrimmage. But that was a broken play. The Jace McArcher's athletic ability got them incredible yardage.
And so 1st and 10. They're going to fake it to Hepburn, who was going from right to left. McArcher battles his way forward, and he's able to pick up a gain of about 5 there. So good push there from McArcher. And now it's 2nd and 5 with under a minute to go and running. Bengals here. They are going to hand it to Hepburn, who tries to cut back, but he's unable to do so. That second level is able to bring him down. And boy, Hepburn has just really been bottled up here by this defense.
I'm sure that the Capital coaching staff had scouted him in detail, and obviously their game plan is working.
McArcher takes it to the left. He's got a blocker in front of him, lowers the shoulder. He's still driving, and the ball came free.
Oh.
We'll see where it's going, and the Bengals, they came up with it. That was a close one.
Woo. And you see that quarterback lower his head? Yeah, I guess that's why he plays defense every once in a while.
That's right. And here he goes trying to get to the end zone, and he's got it. He waltzes in for the Bengal touchdown.
You know, I've known Jace McArcher since he was in kindergarten. In fact, I got to coach him in Boys and Girls Club soccer, and he was as competitive as a first grader in Boys and Girls Club soccer as he is tonight against the Capital Eagles. So good for the Bengals. They got a little something before going into halftime, and so we got us a ball game.
And Thor Kessinger with the kick. It's up and through. It's good. All the PATs tonight have gone through the uprights, and now Lewiston is within a couple of scores. So with 13 seconds left, and that's the other thing we got to talk about, is Lewiston did not leave a lot of time on the clock for the Eagles to try and go down and score.
Yep, and that gives, obviously one of the things that makes all the difference is coaching. And so you're down 2 touchdowns, and so this is where coaching really comes into play, evaluating what happened good, what happened bad, and then coming out in that second half with a game plan that can turn things around.
And Lewiston certainly has the offensive firepower to do so, as they've got the likes of Cruz Hepburn, Jace McArcher, who's been all over the place, that's got their first score of the night. They've got Braden Rice on the outside. They've got Elliott Taylor. They've got James White, the excellent tight end who made that diving snag to keep the drive alive. So if there's any team that can try to force a comeback, it's Lewiston. But boy, Capital, they sure have looked impressive. And speaking of which, back deep to receive, number 10, Nate Cherry, as well as it looks like number 20, Aiden Snow for the Eagles.
You don't have to guess if Capital Eagles are going to be a good football team. They just got a tradition down there in Boise of being a great football program. They're always well coached, and lots of really good athletes that are dedicated.
And they're showing it tonight. 13 seconds left here in the first half. Lewiston to kick. It's Thor Kessinger. He sends this one high into the Lewiston night sky. And this is taken by Nate Cherry at the 10-yard line. And he's got a hole. He finds it. It's him versus Kessinger, and Kessinger makes the stop.
Boy, you're thankful for your kicker and his defensive tackling abilities. That was almost all the way back.
And there's holding is the call, so it wouldn't have mattered either way. But still, you got to give the credit to Kessinger there.
Man, you gotta give him the tough guy award.
Boy, oh boy, what a play there from Thor, the mighty hammer. And
you got to think that when the kicker's making the tackle, there's a little adrenaline going on in that kicker.
Although Kessinger, to be fair, he's a little bit bigger-bodied kicker than normal.
Yeah, he's not a skinny dude, that's for sure.
Comes in and plays some D linemen from time to time for the Bengals. And he showed it there. So 1st and 10. Ball is on the 25-yard line after the penalty of holding. And now Capital will see what they decide to do here. It looks as though they're just going to come out and take the kneel down. They've got a running back at the 10-yard line. So this should just be a kneel down as they kill the clock. And they're going to do so. And, the assistant coaches for Capital are heading down the stairs, so that means that is the end of the first half. Folks, we've played 2. Our score in this one, Capital 21, Lewiston 7. We'll be right back after these short messages here on IdahoSports.com.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You've heard it before. There is no I in team, but there is an I in dairy. Dairy foods are a great source of protein, which is vital for helping rebuild and repair muscles after exercise, so your body can be at the top of its game at your next competition. So grab some milk, cheese, or yogurt after you work out, train, or play. Yes, it's true. There is no I in team, but there is an I in win. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Perform, refuel, recover, repeat. It's the recipe for success in any kind of sport, and dairy can be a key ingredient in every one of those steps. Dairy foods supply your body with high-quality protein to rebuild and repair muscle, carbohydrates to help you refuel, and fluid and electrolytes to help you rehydrate. So your personal recipe for greatness can be perform, win, repeat. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my customers from COVID-19. When I went to get my COVID-19 vaccine, it was an easy process, is readily available. Since I got vaccinated, I'm confident I'm protected against the COVID-19 virus. My life has returned to business as usual.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
You've heard it before. There is no I in team, but there is an I in dairy. Dairy foods are a great source of protein, which is vital for helping rebuild and repair muscles after exercise, so your body can be at the top of its game at your next competition. So grab some milk, cheese, or yogurt after you work out, train, or play. Yes, it's true. There is no I in team, but there is an I in win. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
It's time to start planning for back to school. That's why I got my kids vaccinated for COVID-19, so they can be protected from COVID when they're back in the classroom. Kids 12 and older can get vaccinated. The vaccines have been researched and tested. They're safe and they work. Getting vaccinated was quick and easy. You can walk into a pharmacy to get one. We got our COVID-19 vaccine, and I hope everyone will choose to get vaccinated too.
Get a free COVID-19 vaccine today. Find a location near you at covidvaccine.idaho.gov.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Exit Strategy, all your pieces are in place. A tranquil lake, a serene sky, an emerald forest, a secret hideout. Thanks for being there just when I need you most. Always Toyota SUVs.
Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Perform, refuel, recover, repeat. It's the recipe for success in any kind of sport, and dairy can be a key ingredient in every one of those steps. Dairy foods supply your body with high-quality protein to rebuild and repair muscle, carbohydrates to help you refuel, and fluid and electrolytes to help you rehydrate. So your personal recipe for greatness can be perform, win, repeat. For more help finding your greatness, visit unbottled.com.
I decided to get vaccinated because I wanted to protect myself and my family and my
Now.
Lapway's up 42-6.
Ooh, on who?
On Clearwater Valley.
Clearwater Valley's solid too, so Lapway's just that good.
Boy, they got some athletes. Their basketball team, I predict another state championship. I don't see how they have everybody back, and I just can't see them not winning another state championship.
I coach with Logos now, and I'm not looking forward to that one.
I wish we could get a Logos down in Lewiston or at Cornerstone. We need a small Christian high school.
Hello. Yeah, Logos is growing like crazy to the point where I think at some point they'll be a threat in a lot of sports. And I think Logos will go to state this year, but I don't think they're ready to win it all.
Yeah. Well, my buddy Dan Mader, who's a developer in Moscow, is saying that Moscow is blowing up.
It is.
Like building houses like crazy.
Yeah.
And they say one of the reasons would be because of the college that your church is not doing, but obviously behind.
Right.
Saint
New St. Andrews.
Yeah.
Yep. New St. Andrews and Christ Church. Our church has grown by 500 families within the last year, and we're looking to add another 500 this year.
Oh my gosh.
So people just like it, and we don't know where to put them.
Getting out of Oregon, getting out of Washington.
Exactly.
Tired of the baloney, right?
Yeah, we are obviously a very anti-cancel culture church.
Yeah.
And people flock to it. And we're happy to have them, but we also don't know where to put them. So we're kind of like, thanks, Lord, but
now, what you said? Did you say anti-culture? What did you say?
Anti-cancel culture.
Oh, okay. What does that mean? Anti-cancel culture.
The woke mob, the whole transgender movement, the whole feminization of men, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
old school, best school.
Yes, we're like scotch. We're like a hard liquor. Sometimes to a fault, I think.
Yeah.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Lewiston, Idaho, as we have the Lewiston Bengals hosting the Capital Eagles, and Capital enjoying a 21-7 lead, but it was 21-0. Lewiston did score a touchdown just before the end of the first half, and boy, Brad, was that a big one.
Yeah, they had to get something, and they did, and just saw that competitive spirit of Lewiston Bengal quarterback Jace McArcher. Didn't do it on his own. You never do it on your own, but he was not going to be denied, and he got that thing in the end zone, so we do have a ball game. Interestingly enough, I would like to have been a mouse in the corner to hear what Coach said to the Lewiston Bengals. You know, obviously it's now or never, because the loser of this game goes home, and a lot of these kids will pick up basketballs and begin their basketball season. But for these seniors, you know, there's got to be incredible motivation, because this is it. And the reality of, you know, you're probably never going to put another football helmet on and put on your pads ever again has to set in. So if that's not enough motivation, then there's no such thing as motivation. Capital, strong, great program. Coach Simas is in his 18th year. Guy knows what he's doing. He's had great programs year after year after year. He has announced that he's going to retire at the end of this year, so it's now or never for him. He'd like to go out with a run at the state playoff championship. But here we go.
Here we go. 24 minutes separating us from a victor. 21-7 in favor of Capital. And back deep to receive for Capital, number 10. That is Nate Cherry. And on the other side, that's number 20, Aiden Snow. And Thor Kessinger is going to squib this one right down the middle. Gets past the second line and ends up at the 25-yard line. That's taken by number 1, Avery Downey, who's got a hole, and he follows a convoy of blockers and gets out to the 45-yard line.
So good field position right off the bat.
And so Capital, they're going to start things off, like you said, good field position. And Brad, let's walk the fans through who are just tuning in at what took place in the first half. You know, it started out as a very defensive affair. No scores were had for much of the first quarter. And then, boy, Capital exploded with 21 straight points.
And, you know, it always, not always, but most of the time it has to do with big plays. So if you remember, we had the blocked punt, and that was huge for the Capital Eagles. And then that one throw from, what's that quarterback's name for Capital?
That would be number 4, Max Clark.
He just threaded the needle on a post pattern, and they scored. That was a big play. So 2 big plays, and Lewiston's down 14-zip. But you're right, there for that first quarter, it was kind of a defensive struggle. But those big plays, and we got some big plays that got us our score. So we're back in it.
21-7 the score, 11:56 to go here in the third quarter, and they're going to do a sweet play here. That's number 21, Ethan Castillo, who had the deep post route from Max Clark. So that's one touchdown to his name for the day, and he picks up a first down on that sweep. Oh,
I hate to admit it, but they had me faked out. Not supposed to have the color man faked out, but I had him on a screen pass on the right. That was a great play.
So 2nd and 1, ball on the 46. Clock is rolling. A pistol formation look here for the Eagles. 4 receivers in the set. Lewiston man-to-man across the screen. And they're going to hand this one right up the middle. And he's got a hole and more. And he's tripped up by the safety. That was number 23, Jacob Olson on the carry.
As they say, old school, you could have drove a dump truck through that hole. They blew those Bengals off the line. That was a great hole.
1st and 10, ball on the 30. 11:15 to go. Clark in the pistol, takes the snap and hands it off once again but this time the Lewiston defensive line was ready, and Olson was swallowed up before he could get anywhere.
The Bengal defensive line must have taken offense to that big hole they opened up the play before.
I'll show you, dump truck.
Yeah.
So a loss on that play, or no gain rather. It's going to be 2nd and 10. 4 receivers in the set. Trips to the far side. Blitz coming from the near side of your screen. They hand it to Olson once again. Breaks a tackle. He's in the second level. He's got a blocker in front, and he jumps into the end. I may have overshot that one. He jumps towards the end zone, and he's going to be stopped at the the 2-yard line rather.
This is not how the Lewiston Bengals were hoping they would come out of that locker room and play. Capital dominating right now on the line of scrimmage.
Ball on the 1, 1st and goal, and there's a flag. So we'll see what the call is. The officials coming in. And it's going to be a false start, so the Bengals will get some separation there, and that'll move the Eagles back to the 6-yard line. Still 1st and goal. Now they'll get set here for their next play. Eagles are going to come out once again in the pistol. Olsen in the backfield. This drive has basically been on his shoulders. Trips to the near side. And the Bengals are going heavy blitz here. They read the run, and they've got Olsen in the backfield and drive him back for a loss on the play.
Seeing those defensive linemen stand up, at least on that play, stand up those offensive linemen and make that penetration. You've got to have penetration, or you see those big holes like you do.
So a loss on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 7 now. They go back to Cody Walk, and he waltzes into the end zone for another score. That is his 2nd of the day.
He's tough. Like you said, Garrison, he's a load. He's that tight end build. You know he's athletic. You know he runs a very fast 40, and he's really had a good night tonight.
And he is also getting looked at by some at the collegiate level, so he could be playing football at the next level. Not Division I, but still moving on up. And the point after by number 32, Jackson Berg. Kick is up and good right down the middle, and he is 4 of 4 on the day.
Well, unfortunately, Lewiston was not hoping for that. It was great field position right off from the kickoff. Like we were talking about, Capital got the ball at halftime, got it at the 45, and just pretty much rammed it down the throat of the Lewiston Bengals. So now we're looking at a 3-touchdown lead again, but we got a lot of time left.
That's right. A lot of football to be played here. And now, folks, our cameraman Jason is here. The mic just doesn't work, so you're not going to be able to hear him, but he's doing the camera proud. And he told us an interesting fact about the helmets of the Capital Eagles. Now, Brad, I thought this was interesting. It was supposed to symbolize can you remember the warrior that it symbolized?
Well, it's a Roman soldier thing. And you earned this specific helmet that gave you status. You had to be a stud to get it. And I guess at Capital, if you get the accolades and you're a senior or maybe even a junior, if you're a player, you get to wear the black helmet, which gives you that status of, hey, you're a player.
And speaking of which, the Capital Eagles, the eagle was the signal for the Roman legions.
Yes.
And so now we have the black helmets. Maybe it symbolizes a centurion. We're talking about Roman warriors here. So a little bit of a fun fact there for you folks at home here on IdahoSports.com. Not only do we bring you great sports action, we educate you. And this one's taken at the 10 by Braden Rice, who's trying to get all the way across the field. He's at the 20. He's at the 30. He's got a blocker in front of him. He's at the 50.
Oh!
He could go. He's at the 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Lewiston.
All right. No flags. I'm not seeing any flags. Are you, Garrison?
I don't see any laundry on the field.
80-yard run. Kickoff return. Braden Rice into the end zone, and Lewiston punches right back.
What a run there from Braden Rice, and we talked about his speed earlier in the broadcast at the kick return spot, and boy, did he show it there.
Braden is a quarterback they turned into a receiver, so he's an athlete in his own right and very smart, but man, he's got some wheels. He outran everybody, and I'm sure Capital has some guys that got speed, but he just ran away.
And the kick is no good there, and now we've got flags.
A lot of chirping going on tonight. A lot of trash talking, I'm thinking.
A lot of extracurricular activity between these two schools here. And we'll see who the flag is against as the officials talk it over. Now, if it's against Lewiston, that's obviously going to back them up on the kick here.
Well, big break. The other thing about
it's against Capital and Lewiston, so it's offsetting.
That's what we've seen all night. Everybody's talking.
That's right.
Now, the nice thing about a run back on the kickoff is it's great time management. You know, if you're looking at the clock, you're down, and boom, you score, and it takes one play. And so Lewiston back in it again.
Back in it once again, and their defense will have to come up with a stop here as Capital opened up their drive on offense here in the second half with a solid touchdown drive of their own. They had great field position, and Lewiston will obviously be hoping to avoid that.
Yeah, we saw that inconsistency with the defensive line of the Bengals. There'd be a hole big enough to drive a truck through. Then they just snuff them. Then the next play, there'd be a hole big enough to drive a truck through. So they gotta figure it out up their front with those linemen, and the linebackers have got to come and fill those holes.
So back deep to receive for the Eagles is number 10, one of the black helmet players, Nate Cherry, and number 28, Brody Call, the sophomore wide receiver and defensive back.
Now, I'm wondering, Garrison, you know, the last kickoff was a squib, and I'm wondering if they're trying to avoid a speedster from Capital that has a reputation. The scouting report, maybe there's a kid back there from Capital that's got nothing but speed, because it's just interesting that squib kick really wasn't benefiting the Bengals at all. 45-yard line start for the Capital Eagles. Let's see what he does this time.
And that'll be Thor Kessinger set to kick this one off as the Bengals cover the field from side to side. Capital with 5 blockers up front, and then 2 on either side of the hash marks all the way down the field. And this one's going to be a little pooch kick, and it's going to go to number 18. I don't know if you want to kick to him, Cody Walk, but they do a good job of covering that up. But still, they get close to the 40-yard line.
When they talk about the kicking game, Garrison, I mean, it's really true, because the Capital Eagles have started on the 40 or better 2 times in a row, and really that kicking game, if you get a good kicking game and people are starting on the 20 or even the 25, that makes a big difference. So Lewiston's kicking game, not really getting it done tonight. Capital taking advantage of that.
That they are, and they're going to start out with 5 wide receivers in the set here. We'll see if they come with a sweep. Cody Walk goes in motion, and they hand it to him. It's worked all night. Why not now? And he's going to pick up a gain of 7 just like that.
He shows no signs of slowing down, does he?
No, he does not. It's like a boulder. He gets a lot of momentum going, and good luck. Again, he's looking at some collegiate offers at the next level. And as he's played tonight, already a couple touchdowns to his name, a lot of running for him. It's easy to see why. 2nd and 3 after the run. Ball on the 47. They go back to him, but on the other direction. He tries to get to the outside, but Lewiston is ready for this one, and they stack him up. And it looks like they're going to stop him before he gets the first down. So it's going to be 3rd and short.
That was a tackle by committee, as they say. There's a whole bunch of purple shirts on that one.
Capital thinks it's a first down, but it's going to be 3rd and 1 is what they're going to call it. Lewiston showing heavy pressure in the box. Man-to-man on the outside. 7 in the box for the Bengals. Clark in the gun. He's got a running back with him. That's Olsen, Jacob Olsen. Trips to the far side of the field. Clark takes the snap. They hand it to Olsen. Lewiston brings pressure, but it looks like Olsen got the first. So the drive continues for the Eagles.
Olsen, the ball carrier.
So 1st and 10 now. Ball's on the 49-yard line. 7:45 to go. 28-13 the score here in Lewiston. Shotgun set once again. Olsen now on the right side of Clark. Clark takes the snap, surveys the field. He's looking to the near side. He's got a deep go route. He's got his man, and it's caught! That is Castillo once again. Ethan Castillo's been his favorite target all night.
Well, Clark's got an arm. We know that. Great footwork. That defensive back for the Bengals seemed to have position, and then that receiver just kind of switcherooed him and caught the ball. That was a great gain.
Now here comes that Wildcat Brad, as Walk takes it right up the middle, but Lewiston's ready this time, and they pile him up. Maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Correction, they'll give him a couple. But we could be seeing a heavy dose of Walk here. That's incorrect. Clark will go back into the gun, and Walk will go out into the slot here on the near side of the field. 2 and 2 on each side. Lewiston showing pressure. Eagles go back to the sideline and look for the call. Clock is under 7 minutes now. Ball on the 13. And they're going to take a timeout here. They couldn't get the play that they necessarily wanted, so the Eagles are going to talk it over. Now, Brad, you obviously know a lot of Lewiston sports history here. With the Bengals, it's always seemed to be the case that they can have a great season up here in District 2 and the Inland Empire 5A, but as soon as they get to the playoffs, they run into one of the Boise schools, and trouble is awaiting. That always seems to be the case.
You know, the older I get, the crankier I get, and the more opinionated I get. But I remember watching Lewiston when Colton Richardson was the quarterback for the Bengals. They had a great year, and they ran into Rocky Mountain. I remember watching that game in the Kibbe Dome, and you got to remember that Rocky Mountain has 3,000 students, and Lewiston High School has about 1,500. So Mountain View, Rocky Mountain, they have triple the number of kids that Lewiston does, and so you can put 11 really good football players on the field when you have 1,500 kids. But when you're playing a school with 3,000 kids, they can go both ways. They can put 22 incredible athletes on the field. Now, I know people say, just excuses, and you don't want to play the really tough teams. But the common sense says to me that if you have 1,500 kids and you keep running into schools that have 3,000, that's an advantage. Post Falls up in the north have 3,000 kids. The community's blowing up and growing. And I remember when Lewiston won its last state championship, they were not playing in an A4 league, but like an A5B, and they were playing schools that were the same size. Now, Coeur d'Alene is our size, and they're a powerful program. But I just think that if we could play teams that have the same number of kids. So that cranky old guy talking.
And you heard it here first from Brad Bramlett. 6:35 to go, 2nd and 13. And Clark's throwing it over the top, and it's incomplete.
Good
and
pressure.
Players got their feet tangled up there.
Good pressure from, I think, a linebacker. Made Clark throw it a little faster than he wanted to, and he threw it off his back foot. And that's not a good thing when you're throwing off your back foot as a QB.
I believe that was number 5, Vincent Shriver, who got in there on the defensive pressure. And over the top, incomplete. Cody Walk was the intended target. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 13, and now Lewiston has the opportunity to maybe get a stop here and force a field goal, which we rarely see, but Capital's kicker certainly has the capability of nailing one from here. Clark back to pass. He goes to his favorite target, Castillo, and it's incomplete. It was towards the corner of the end zone. So now it's 4th and 13 from the 18-yard line. And the players are looking like they want to kick it. One of them signaling.
Yeah, one of those kids out in the field really believes in his kicker.
They were trying.
Like, let's go.
So 4th and 13, they're going to go ahead and go for it here. 6:26 to go. This could be a big stop for the Bengals. Man-to-man across the formation, and they're going to bring 6 rushers. Clark, post route over the middle, and it's intercepted, but there's a flag down. This could be pass interference, and that would be a backbreaker for the Bengals.
That flag happened in the back end zone, didn't it?
That it did. It is pass interference. And is this an automatic first or a 10-yard penalty? We'll see what the call is.
Tough break for the Lewiston Bengals. had an interception. That would have been huge.
That would have changed the momentum of this game and then some. And looks like they're going to go ahead and bring the kick team out on here. So it is not an automatic first down. It's going to be 4th and 3, right in the middle of the field for the kicker, number 32, Jackson Berg, Jr. And he's shown a capability to nail PATs all night, so this is not that much further. 4th and 5, ball from the 9.
Clark holding for Berg.
Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and plenty of height and distance on that, and it's good. Now, Brad, it's pretty rare that we see field goals at any level here in District 2. Jason and I normally cover the White Pine League 8-man. I don't think we've ever seen a field goal at that level. And then even here, we rarely see field goals. So Capital, they've got quite the special teams unit out there.
Yeah, special teams, you cannot downplay special teams. And like we were talking earlier about the kicking game for the Bengals, Capital getting great field position on every kickoff. But I think coaches don't like field goals because too many things can go wrong. The snap can go bad, the catch can go bad, the placement of the ball can go bad, and then your kicker, but when you've got somebody that kicks the ball like you tell that kid could kick, it's a very good thing to have in your back pocket when you need to get some more points on the board. The good thing for the Bengals is they held them. They didn't get a touchdown. They got 3, but they didn't get the 6. So, and Lewiston needs some more big plays, and they could get back in it. So we're not out of it, but we got a lot of stuff we got to do.
31-13 the score now. 18-point advantage for the Eagles here. And with 6:14 to go, Lewiston still plenty of time here to put some points on the board here in the third quarter as we make our way towards the 4th.
Now I wonder if they've talked to the kicker and said, don't kick it to number 4, Braden Rice. I'll bet they don't kick it to him.
And they will do just that. But it's going to wind up in the hands of number 28 here. And it gets close to the 40-yard line, and that was number 28 for Lewiston, Cole Fitting.
Good run back, good field position. Lewiston's on the 40-plus.
So both teams are just kicking it short, and they're fine giving up some position here in lieu of a long touchdown like we saw there from Braden Rice earlier. So now Lewiston, 18-point advantage for Capital, and they can start cutting into that lead. 1st and 10, ball in the 40. 6:07 to go here in the third quarter. McArcher takes the snap, and he's going to run to the left side, and he is bottled up immediately, and he'd be lucky if he gained 1 or 2 on that play.
As I was watching, I saw the slot do what we call an Olay block, like a matador with a red cape. And that guy went right in and just snuffed McArcher.
McArcher takes the snap. They hand it to Hepburn this time. He goes right up the middle, and he is stuffed once again. That was number 71, Colin Drew, who drew him into the ground.
Not a lot of teams this year that have been able to stop Cruz Hepburn. Obviously, Capital had a good game plan going in, scouted him, and he's having a tough night.
3rd and 9, ball in the 41. McArcher rolls left, looking. He's being pressured, steps up into the pocket, and now into the linebackers, and he's brought down. Ooh. And there's a flag.
Probably a face mask, I'm thinking, huh, when you see it.
Horse
collar.
We'll see what the call is. That was number 33, Will Kovac, who came in and wrapped around his neck. The
face mask.
And that is going to be a face mask and a first down for the Bengals, so the drive stays alive. Now the coaches here from Capital thought that the hands were around the neck, not the helmet, or the face mask, excuse me. But nonetheless, it's going to be 3rd and 5, so it was incidental. It's not an automatic first down. Ball in the 45. They hand it to Hepburn. He tries to get to the outside, and he's pushed out of bounds just before the 50, marking the 48. And that is going to be short of the first down. So once again, at 4th and short, and Lewiston has to make a decision. And they're just going to stay out here and likely go for it.
I would do a hard count And got nothing to lose. No hard count.
Nope, they ignore Bramlett, and McArcher's brought down from behind.
Yes, they did.
And that is going to be a turnover on downs, and ball goes back to the Eagles.
Ball's marked just short of the line of game.
So disappointing end of that drive for Lewiston. And now the Eagles get another opportunity to put some more points on the board and some great field position to boot.
Well, you've got to give the Capital Eagles a lot of credit. Their defense has been tough all night.
Now Lewiston's defense has the chance to toughen up. We'll see what they can do. Capital comes out in that same formation they were running all last drive. Trips to the far side of the field, receiver near side, and there's going to be a timeout.
Lewiston coaching staff must have saw something that they want to talk over. Although you did say, Garrison, and you're right, it's that same formation. I'm sure they know where Walker is, wherever he goes. I'm sure that Hepburn, that safety, is going to shade him and be wherever he goes.
You got to at this point, as he's walked all over the Lewiston defense. Had a great night tonight on the ground and through the air. He's been targeted. He's already got a couple of touchdowns to his name. Max Clark, he's had a solid night. He's got 3 passing touchdowns on the night.
Well, he was everything they promised. They said that he would be accurate, that he would be smart. He hasn't run the ball hardly at all. Can't even remember him running the ball except trying to escape a sack. But exactly what they said about him, smart and accurate.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles, and they're going to go right up the middle to Olson, who is spun down, and it's a pickup of 5. And once again, there's just players playing a little bit after the whistle here, and no flags this time around. It's a gain of 5, they'll call it, for Olson. And Olson has been another heavy part of this Eagles offense.
Yeah, we've talked a lot about Walker, but Olson's been solid.
Yeah, and stay tuned for our IdahoSports.com player of the game. That'll be announced after the game is over. And those are a couple candidates right there. Clark back to pass. He looked near side. He's got his target, and it's batted away. Incomplete. Great defensive play there. That was number 12 from Lewiston, Blake Earl, the senior.
Good coverage in the play by Blake Earl.
And he got there at just the right time, too. Usually timing can be messed up, and he can hit the offensive player before the ball gets there. He did a good job of timing that.
That's a tough call for an official when that coverage is that good.
3rd and 5, a big potential stop here for Lewiston. Clark takes the snap, pitches it wide. And he's hit and brought down close to the first down sticks. We'll see where they mark it. The near side official says it's short. And they're going to mark it short. And it doesn't look like the Eagles are going to punt this one. They're bringing on the big boys. 4th and 1, ball on the 40. Lewiston needs a stop. They're going to walk. Takes the snap, and he's got it, and more. First down. It could have been an even bigger play than that, but he was tripped up from behind. How do you stop a guy like that, Cody Walk, when he gets the direct snap and just runs forward and he's got blockers in front of him? What do you do?
Well, I'll tell you, when you're that aggressive as a runner, you just got to have some linebackers come up and put a whooping on him. But that, easier said than done. But somebody's going to have to come up from that linebacker spot and just really put a hit on him.
That they are. And he's got a bit of a cramp right now on the field. 3:21 to go here in the 3rd. 31-13, the score. Ball is going to be spotted at the 38 as they work on the Eagle here. That's Walk, who's just dealing with a little bit of a cramp. He's getting some fluids in him right now.
One of the things Capital's been able to do all night is run the ball. And when you can run the ball, then you can pass the ball. It's been a pretty balanced attack. And obviously, Capital has went to the run more than they went to the pass. But they can really do both. And that running game really sets up the passing game because they can't cut loose on the rush. They've got to play their spots, and that helps Clark to have a lot of time to throw the football.
That it does. And we've got an emergency vehicle going on behind us. Not for anything on the field, but so again, here on IdahoSports.com, we've got numerous playoff games across the state going on right now, and you can a lot of them are audio only. And then here tonight in District 2, we were able to bring you a video broadcast of Lewiston and Capital. But you can find that and more, as well as playoff write-ups by Brandon Bainey, the guy who does it all for IdahoSports.com. You can find that on our website.
Text my buddy Solo Green out in Lapway. Halftime, it was 46-6. The Lapway Wildcats beating the Clearwater Rams. And then got news from our buddy Jason that the Genesee Bulldogs put a whooping on, what's the name of that town? Murtaugh. Murtaugh went down to the Genesee Bulldogs.
A couple of White Pine schools looking to advance. And Clark throws a little screen pass over the top. It's incomplete. The intended target was Jacob Olson, is back out of the backfield. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10.
Well covered by the Bengals. Defense was on that. Everybody in their right place.
I was wrong about the down. 2nd and 10. Ball on the 38. Still good pressure from the Bengals up the middle. Again, this is a proud Lewiston program coming in at 7-2 on the season. A great bounce back year from the year prior where they went 3-6. And this handed up the middle to Olson, who spins forward, and he's got a gain of 5 or 6. And Olson, once again, just continuing to keep the Eagles on schedule throughout these drives.
Bengals got beat by Coeur d'Alene. They got trounced up in Coeur d'Alene. The Sandpoint game in Sandpoint was a 1-point ball game and could have went either way. So it could have been an 8-1 season.
A couple of losses that Lewiston would love to have back, but that's why we play these games. 3rd and 2, ball on the 30. Could be another big stop for the Bengals. They go to Olson, up the middle. He's hitting the backfield, stays up, and he's brought down. Tackled by number 23. That was Jackson Lathan, the sophomore, and they gave him a 1st down.
You talk about a tough kid. Jackson Latham is a wrestler. It just seems to me, Garrison, that the best tacklers, the toughest athletes to walk this earth are wrestlers. I hate to admit it, but it's true. And Jackson is a wrestler.
I wouldn't want to go through their training, that's for sure. 1st and 10, ball on the 28. Clark rolling left, being pressured. He's hit hard, and it's Lathan.
They're just talking about that sophomore. He's fast. He is really fast.
Big loss. That's going to be about 10-yard loss on the play, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 20.
Capital's record, similar to Lewiston, 6-3. Had a great year. They either won big or lost big, but 6-3.
2nd and 21, they'll mark it. 4 receivers on the set here for Capital. And they're going to fake a sweep there. Big pressure from the Bengals. A screen, though. And Olson, he could be gone. He is. Touchdown, Capital. They saw Lewiston's pressure coming and called it perfectly.
Good call. Good call by the Capital Eagles.
Yeah, the assistants up here are hooting and hollering. They saw something, and they dialed it up perfectly.
Yeah, Simus, 18 years, knows what he's doing. That was a great call.
And now 37-13, the wind sucked out of the Lewiston faithful a little bit. And they're coming on for the PAT here with Jackson Berg. And Brad, Lewiston on offense, they just have not been able to get much of anything going as far as rhythm is concerned, and just haven't really been able to finish off drives. And here's a bad snap, and it's going to be no PAT attempted as the the long snapper threw it over everyone's heads.
See, that's what I was talking about earlier. Why don't they kick more field goals? And right there is why you don't kick more field goals. Too many bad things can happen. The snap, the catch, the put down, the kick, too many variables.
And that is what happens every once in a while. So the score remains 37-13. Capital will be happy with the 6. And they extend their lead. Just over a minute to go here in the third quarter.
So this is where you got to dig down deep. You're down. You're almost into the fourth quarter. This is where your seniors have to step up. You cannot quit right now. You cannot quit. You cannot end your year by saying, oh, well. So I just expect these seniors for the Bengals to play their hearts out going down the stretch.
And that is the tough part of the playoffs is one of the teams will be going home. And for those seniors, like you were talking about earlier, Brad, that's going to be for the last time that they'll be playing high school football. Some of them can go to the next level, but not many.
Not many. It's a very small percentage.
Kicked out of bounds by Berg, but they're completely fine with that as the defense has showed up to play. And but in any case, back to the seniors finishing this out. It's a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into this sport.
You know, when you look back at the careers of these kids, it started in the third grade. Now, it might have been Boys and Girls Club flag football or Clearwater tackle football, but I guarantee you there's a group of kids out there that have been together playing football since the third grade.
Jelinek, they faked it to Jelinek, rather, and McArcher kept it himself and has spun forward for a gain of about 5.
There's another wrestler that I was talking about how tough wrestlers are. Jelinek is as tough as they come. He's a wrestler, too. They just make great tacklers.
They do. And we saw it on that last drive with Latham. And so we got a break in the action here. 37-13 the score in favor of Capital. So, we certainly won't call the game yet at this point, but let's look ahead a little bit here as we see that the winner of this game will go on to take on Rigby, the number 1 seed. And there's a couple, obviously there's 3 other number 1 seeds here. Coeur d'Alene out of the north, Mountain View up top in the bracket, and then Rocky Mountain is the 2 seed at the bottom. They await the winner of Highland and Skyview. But again, for this game, Capital or Lewiston will have to take on Rigby in the next one.
I would like to really watch on Idaho Sports what Coeur d'Alene does going through those brackets. They have a great program up there in the north. The Coeur d'Alene Vikings, coached well by Coach Amos, and just, again, a great weight program and kids that play football but work at it year-round.
That's right, and they have consistently sent players to the collegiate level out of Coeur d'Alene, and it shows with how talented of a program it is. So second and six, they are going to keep it with McArcher. He trips but stumbles forward, and he's got the first down and more. And he's brought down at the 45-yard line inside Eagle territory. Taken down by Castillo. 40 seconds left here in the third quarter. A touchdown on this drive would be big. In fact, you could call it necessary if they want to stay in this game. McArcher hands it off to Hepburn. Hepburn tries to get to the outside, but he's brought down from behind. Good tackle there by number 54, Jack Murphy.
Tackle by number 54, Jack Murphy.
McArcher over the top to Hepburn. It's knocked away. Good defense there by Hepburn as number 1, Avery Downey for Capital, had the ball in his hands. That could have been an interception.
That was a good athletic move by Hepburn. He's a tremendous athlete. The talk on him growing up was he was a he-man in junior high. Would he peak? He did not peak. He kept growing and getting better and better.
5 seconds left in the third, so this should be the last play. And this play does not go the Bengals' way, and that is going to bring up 4th down.
And unfortunately, Lewiston's going to have to go to the air. And if you're going to go to the air, you got to have time. And that's not happening right now.
That is not. It's going to be 4th and 16 or more. As we'll take a quick break here while Lewiston talks it over. Heading into the 4th, it has been all capital. But we'll be right back here on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here to IdahoSports.com as we have the Lewiston Bengals and the Capital Eagles here up in District 2, or in the north section of the playoffs here in Lewiston. And it has been pretty much all Capital tonight. At one point, Lewiston did cut it to a 2-score game, but then Capital reasserted their dominance in this one, and now the score sits at 37-13. And Lewiston is likely going to have to punt this one away as it is 4th and 18, ball on the 47. 4th quarter, set to go. But they're going to go ahead and throw up a prayer. McArcher deep over the top. And it picked off. Ethan Castillo with the interception. McArcher was throttled on that throw. And Castillo brings it back for a good return. And that almost worked out like a punt a little bit there, but a solid return from the Eagles.
Yeah, good punt return on the interception. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Lewiston's going to have to air it out, and that lets the defensive backs and safeties set back, and knowing that that's coming, and then you just go all out on the rush. So it can't say never, but it's going to be a tough go for the Lewiston Bengals to make a comeback here.
That it is, and the Lewiston coaches are protesting what they thought to be a late hit on their quarterback, Jace McArcher, but the white hat official is having none of it. So the Eagles will take over. 1st and 10, ball on the 42. 3 receivers on the far side. And they're going to hand it off up the middle. The face mask immediately, and the Bengal player knew it. So that's going to be a 1st down, and we'll see if it's an incidental or it's an automatic 1st down.
Yeah, I would think that's incidental.
And they're going to call it a personal foul. So,
oh, wow.
So take that, Bramlett.
Well, and maybe, as a referee, your game management is keep things under control. And maybe because of some of the trash talking that's been going on, it's like, hey, we're going to jump on this. We don't want this thing to get away from us. So probably a pretty good flag on the official's part.
And that is going to be an automatic 1st. And the ball will be spot at we'll call it the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Eagles with a 37-13 lead, marching back down the field once again.
Yeah, I would say they're going to pound the rock, Garrison. No sense in putting it up in the air. They've been successful with their running game all night.
And here's another one. It's Brody Call, and there's a flag.
Another flag. That might be an offensive penalty.
And there's another flag.
We're trash talking.
It's looking like it's against the Bengals here. Now, there is a Lewiston player who was irate on the sideline. And just a lot of emotions at this point in the game, Brad. It has not gone Lewiston's way, and they sense the end is potentially near.
And I think one of the things that's frustrating for the coaches is keep your poise. This is what we've been trying to teach you, since you were in the 3rd grade. Keep your poise. A lot of emotion, but there's just no need for that. Play with your ability, not your mouth. And so, but they're kids, and sometimes emotions get get a runaway thing going. But you hate to see that, especially going down the stretch.
You do, and what has been an excellent Lewiston campaign this year at 7-2. Certainly don't want to tarnish it. But the players, they've played their hearts out tonight. It just hasn't gone their way. Capital is coming with an excellent game plan, and they've executed.
I think if Capital scores again, I think you're going to see some kids come off the sideline, some seniors that have dedicated their self to all the years are going to get some playing time, and you're glad to see that.
So it's going to be 1st and 10, ball on the 12 for Capital. Capital coming out here. 3 receivers in the set, 3 on the near side and 1 on the far side.
Playing him tight, isn't he?
Clark takes the snap, hands it to Olsen up the middle, and he is met by a couple of Bengals here and driven back. So no real gain on that play. Good response from the Bengals.
Tackled by Kessinger, Storm, and Russell of the Bengals.
Playing for pride.
Second and 10. Shotgun set here for the Eagles. They're going to hand it off to, oh, just kidding. They fake it, and it goes to Clark. The ball came free. We'll see if they give it to Lewiston. They do. Lewiston has a bit of a pulse here with just over 10 minutes still and a really tall hill to climb, but they got to start somewhere.
Capital had a chance to put it away. Didn't get it done. Bengals ball.
Ball came free. Max Clark fumbled it, and Lewiston pounced. And now here comes the go-go offense. There hasn't been much go tonight as they hand this off, and it goes right up the middle from Hepburn, and he gets to the second level for a pickup of 6. We haven't seen much of that tonight.
We have not. That was a good run.
Clock's now under 10 minutes. 2nd and 4. They fake it. Oh, they will give it to Hepburn once again, and this is a little bit more what we've seen tonight as he gains 1 on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 3. Doubles on either side. And here comes the 4-man rush. They throw it to Brayton Rice, and it's incomplete. The normally sure-handed Rice unable to come up with it, and now it's 4th and 2.
That doesn't happen very often with Brayden Rice. That's very uncharacteristic of him. And I don't even think he heard footsteps because he's a tough kid. He's used to getting hit. Just one of those things.
4th and 2. And they fake it to Hepburn, and McArcher gets to the second level, and he's got the first down. So a good play from the Bengals to keep the drive afloat.
So 4 plays, all 3 running plays. I think eventually Wilson's going to have to air it out.
And they don't. Once again, McArcher, he has to run all the way back against the formation. He's got a blocker in front of him. That's Jelinek, and he's got a first down.
And out of bounds.
Creativity there from McArcher. So 1st and 10, ball on the 41 after that play. Bengals come out in the gun. 3 receivers in the set. They're going to hand it to Hepburn, who stumbles forward and tripped up. Gain of 1.
Hepburn with a carry, short gain on the play, tripped up, the line of scrimmage. Credit the tackle to Tucker French. There is a man down the field.
And we've got a timeout on the field. So 9 minutes to go, 37-13. Lewiston really needs to pick things up here if they want any shot. If they score here, get a touchdown and the 2-point and the field goal, that'll make it a 17-point lead. And then they'll likely, at that point, need to go for an onside kick and see what happens.
The Bengals really sticking to their playbook that you've seen all year. Hepburn to the right, Hepburn to the left, and McArcher on quarterback options. I'm just thinking, Garrison, that they're going to have, with the time remaining with 9 minutes to go, they're going to have to air it out if they want to come back.
Second and 9 now, ball on the 43, 37-13 with 9 minutes to go. It's going to be quads to the bottom here.
To the right. You don't see that very often.
They're going to hand this one up the middle, and that play did not go much of anywhere. I believe that was Ethan Shaw. It was the junior. Pressure being shown.
Rice.
McArcher looking deep. He's got some time, and he's just going to take and run, try to get what he can, and he's brought down out of bounds. That was number 2 on the tackle, Caden Mastretti.
Now, most quarterbacks would say, I'm getting the heck out of bounds. Not Jace McArcher. Jace McArcher's going to say, I'm going to put a lick on my tackler.
Going to lower the shoulder into that one, and it is going to be a first down. So 1st and 10, ball spotted at the 49 in Eagles territory. And Elliott Taylor goes in motion across the formation. Now we've got 2 on the far side. And they're going to they're going to hand it to Hepburn, rather. He gets to the outside, and he's able to pick up 3.
Bulldozes his way for about 4 yards. Murphy on the tackle for Capital.
Sometimes in a football game, the offensive line or the defensive line runs out of gas, and you're kind of hoping for that, the other team to run out of gas. Both these lines are just going to war. It's been a battle up front all night. Both teams playing tough.
That they are. And that's really been the calling card for Lewiston all season, has been their offensive and defensive line, and boy, have they been pushed to the test. To the brink tonight by these Eagles. A really 2 strong, stout line of scrimmage. Quite a war in the trenches. So 37-13, 8:10 to go. And it's just been tough sledding for Lewiston on offense all night. It's been a battle to get first downs, really, when all season they've been putting up over 40 points a game.
Yes. Well, no surprise to me that Capital Eagles have a good football program. They've just got a history clear back to 1976. Capital and Bora were the powerhouse teams out of Boise, and now here 20 years later they still are. Well, actually more than that. Since 1976 is more than 20 years. Better learn to do my math.
Hey, you're talking to a guy who finished with a D in math. 2nd and 7, and excellent run there from McArcher. McArcher has essentially picked this offense up on his back, but there's a flag in the backfield, and that's going to be holding, and that's going to wipe out a good play there.
Yeah, Jace McArcher, he is a tough kid, a competitor. You know, if you were to put stuff in athletes, you want that competitiveness, and Jace McArcher has that and more.
He certainly had it tonight. 2nd and 10, ball on the 33. 7:58 to go here, and the Eagles come out with 4 down linemen. Man-to-man on the near side. Correction, more of a, and the snap goes over McArcher's head. Miscommunication. He has to just dive on it and end the play.
Tough break.
Back inside the 25.
Tough break.
It has just not been Lewiston's night, and Capital is really making things difficult and potentially getting into their heads mentally, as we've seen.
Yeah, and you know that center that plays for the Bengal, he hasn't missed a snap all night long.
First one of the night. Jelinek goes in motion from the far side to the near side. Pressure being shown by Capital. It's tight coverage. McArcher rolling to his right, looking downfield. He's got a couple of targets, and he's just got to keep it and run, and he's pushed hard out of bounds.
Maybe a late hit. Yep, it's a late hit.
And that is going to be a late hit called against the Eagles, number 71. That was Colin Drew with a late shove out of bounds.
Again, as a coaching staff, like, why? Why would you do that? You're going to give them an automatic first down, and you had them push back. But we were talking about competitiveness. Well, that's where you get in trouble is you're a little too competitive, smacking somebody who's already out of bounds.
And they are marching it all the way down. They will spot this at the 43-yard line. So it would have been 3rd and 36. So it's still going to remain 3rd down.
Oh, didn't give it. Yeah, they got a long way to go.
3rd and 19. Everybody's going deep. McArcher being pressured. He can't get away. The Eagles are just unstoppable up front. And that'll bring up 4th down. And we have a downed Eagle, and it's trying to get to the sideline. Lewiston's frustrated because they wanted to get a playoff in quick succession, and now they're not able to because there's a player down, and it looked like it was a cramp, and now he's getting up and getting off the field. So it certainly wasn't a serious injury or anything. And Lewiston is upset about that because they run a fast-paced offense.
Yeah, this is a big play. What do we got? Down.
4th and 17, ball on the 44. Lewiston has all of their receivers on the near side. 4 going deep. McArcher, he's hit from behind. Brought down by number 51, Jake Walker.
And it's really not that the Bengal front line didn't give him time. It was just that there weren't any open receivers, and the pocket collapsed on him.
That was a coverage sack right there, and the Eagles have really put their foot on the neck of the Bengals in this game, and that is likely the last chance the Bengals had. 6:24 to go. Ball on the 42 for Capital, and they'll make their way back out on the field. They've got a lot of clean white jerseys out in this group, as they're likely giving some of their studs a break the rest of the game as they prepare for their next opponent. And looking forward, they're going to be taking on Rigby in the next round.
How many black helmets do you see out there, Garrison?
I don't see any.
So they've called it a night, given their, like you said, their studs a little bit of a celebration on the sideline. I don't think it's too early to say that Capital's going on to play Rigby. Lewiston, great season. Like you said, went from 3-6 last year to 7-2, now 7-3. Great year for the Lewiston Bengals.
Absolutely. And a big bounce back for Coach Pancari and his staff, but just wasn't meant to be tonight as Capital. Boy, did they look impressive all night.
Capital is a very good football team. And they always are. They always are.
And we're going to go to a quick break here on IdahoSports.com. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Sales event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors that lead to your road to greatness. Your journey starts at Toyota's National Sales Event.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Toyota's National Sales Event, we don't just help you get the perfect vehicle. We're here to open new doors
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to IdahoSports.com. We cut away for quite some time because we had a medical emergency on the field. The ambulance was called, and it's actually leaving the field right now. We obviously won't reveal the identity of the player involved, but our thoughts and prayers go out to he and his family. It was kind of collapsed on the sideline here, on the Lewiston sideline, and the medical team was called, and they came and dealt with it swiftly, took him off on a stretcher. His head was stabilized, so we won't speculate, but it appeared as though he was in good hands. Medical professionals arrived. Everything was calm. And now he is off on his way to St. Joseph Regional Medical Center here in Lewiston. At least that's what I would expect. But Brad, after something like that, with 6:17 to go, 37-13 lead in favor of Capital, that's got to be tough for Lewiston to kind of get back into that mindset after seeing one of their own go down like that.
Yeah, you love your teammates. You love them. One of the greatest things about football is I call it the Braveheart sport, because you got 40 kids and you get close. Like I said, you play football together since the third grade, and to have one of your own go down, the words, you hate to see that, just doesn't say it. But you hate to see that. And like you said, Garrison, our hearts and our prayers are with that young man. And this is going to be tough because they're going to be cold. They're going to be grieving their friend. So they're going to have to just find that courage and go deep and get that courage and that strength and finish out this game.
And I can tell you one thing, Coach Pancari was probably telling them, finish this for him.
Yeah.
And that's what he would want you to do, and that's what they're going to go out and try to do here against a Capital Eagles team that is looking to wrap this game up, leading 37-13, 6:17 to go here in the fourth, and it's 2nd and 4 ball on the 37.
It's amazing as many horrific hits that you see on a football field. That still is very rare that you see that kind of injury.
That it was, and almost took the Bengals a second before they realized he was down, and then obviously the mood changed as Clark back to pass. It's a little screen pass over the top, and it's incomplete. Good pressure there from the Bengals, and the Eagles tried to go back to that screen play that worked for them in that last touchdown.
Also with the pressure, 3rd down.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 4. Lewiston has not been able to get the Eagles off the field on 3rd down much at all tonight. And it's going to be a draw play. This is to Olsen up the middle, who slips and falls. He could have had a touchdown potentially if that cutback worked, but he is down inside the 20 for a 1st down.
Like we've said, Olsen's had a great night tonight. We've been talking about Walker, but, man, Olsen has really carried the ball well. He's got to have over 100 yards.
That he has, and a lot of the points have come off the ground as Capital has run it with the likes of Cody Walk, the powerful tight end who's got a couple of scores to his name. And then, of course, the powerful number 23, Jacob Olsen. And they go back to Olsen once again on a sweep. He's not able to get much of anything there. And also number 21, Ethan Castillo with a couple of scores as well through the air.
I don't know a lot, but I know this. You cannot score if you don't have the ball. And so Lewiston is just not having the ball. So Capital is obviously trying to just pound it out on the ground, get those 1st downs, and get that clock ticking off the scoreboard.
And a sweep play here for the Eagles as number 28, Brody Call, takes it to the far side and is brought down. Solid pickup there, gain of 5. Correction, gain of 3. But it'll make it 3rd and 6 with under 5 minutes to go, and Capital is very fine with this slow pace here on offense as they just want to bleed the clock out. Tight coverage on either side for the Bengals. Motion from the top. That's Castillo. He takes it on a sweep. He looks like he's got the outside. There's a flag down, and Castillo will be pushed out of bounds, and this will likely be a holding call.
There is a flag on the play.
And it is holding.
It will be holding against Capital.
But in Capital's mind, that just gives them more opportunity to run time off the clock.
Yep. Tick, 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 as they say.
So this will make it 3rd and very long.
Capital's got a long trip home, and it would have been a lot longer if they wouldn't have won.
That's very true.
I've been on those buses.
Never.
When you're heading back to Boise, and teams don't stay in hotels anymore. They'll go all the way home tonight.
Go straight through. And once again, Brody Call gets the call. He's got the sweep. He's got the edge. He could be heading for 6, and he's spun down by Cruz Hepburn, and a flag comes in after.
Pushed down by Hepburn.
Could have been a face mask or a horse collar. 20-yard gain on the play.
There's your senior leader, Cruz Hepburn, battling it to the very end.
And it is against the Bengals.
Late hit.
Looked like a face mask from the call. So it's going to be 1st and goal for the Eagles, who have a chance to put some more points on the board. And I mean, at this point, not much you can do unless you just want to take a knee, which would be almost be more insulting. Shotgun set here for the Eagles. Bad snap, or mishandled snap, rather, and nearly a touchdown there. That was number 26, Josh Garcia, who almost found his way into the end zone, senior running back. First time we've called his name tonight.
That looked like almost a broken play, didn't it, Garrison?
It did. Bobbled a exchange there from Clark to Garcia, and it's getting pretty cold out here, so Clark likely, his hands need to be warmed up a little bit.
And they stood around during that injury for, what do you think, 20 minutes?
Something like that, and Garcia falls flat on his back. The turf is slip outside, or out here tonight.
Garcia the ball carrier once again.
And it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. And the Capital will watch the clock roll under 3 minutes now. Shotgun set here, 2 backs in the backfield. 3 eligible receivers in this set. They're going to go to the right side. Brody Call, he tries to get to the outside, fights through, touchdown. Brody Call etches his name into the scorebook.
Brody Call, right side for a Capital touchdown.
43-13 Capital.
Well, Garrison, my heart goes out to those seniors that are wearing the purple jerseys. The reality of season is over, has settled in, and great memories, obviously, great friendships, a great season, 7-3. You can't look down your nose at that. It's a great record, great season. But my heart goes out to those kids because probably and most likely they will never put a football helmet on again. They'll never strap on the pads. For them, their career is over. And there's got to be a lot of emotion with that. I know for me, my senior year it was. And because you just put your heart and your soul and everything you got into this. And then all of a sudden, you look up at a score clock and you're 2 minutes away from having it be over. And so I just really feel for those seniors that are ending their careers tonight. As good as it was, it's still tough to say goodbye to the game you love.
That it is, and you know, you and I both former athletes, and it's a bitter pill to swallow when your career in whatever sport you've been putting all those years into comes to an end. And kick is up and good.
So here's what you do, Garrison, when you're an old ex-jock football player. You coach first grade soccer at the Boys and Girls Club with your 3 grandchildren, and you live vicariously through your grandchildren.
That's
and
the next step.
But they'll all be playing flag
football
just a couple more years. But right now we're having fun with soccer. But you know, nowadays kids start playing sports in kindergarten.
It's crazy.
You know, and it's the culture. It's the culture.
It is, and now we got kids specializing in particular sports, picking one sport over being multi-sport athletes. It's different times from when we were playing.
There's a few select athletes that can still drop their helmet, pick up a basketball, drop that basketball, pick up a baseball glove. Cruz Hepburn being one of them. That's just really rare today. Like you said, now you kind of got to make a decision of what your sport's going to be early on, maybe even your freshman year.
That it's right. 2:31 to go left in the game, separating Capital from a victory here and moving on to the next round of the playoffs where they will take on Rigby. And a little pooch kick here into the second level. It's taken by number 28 from Lewiston. That is Cole Fitting, who gets to the far side of the field, and he's pushed out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, and that's where Lewiston will take over for the final time. And Lewiston's going to send out their starters onto the field, give them one more run at things at what has been a very successful season. Cruz Hepburn and Jace McArcher are both out there, as well as a couple other starters. And they're going to hand this one off to Vincent Shriver, who runs up the middle, bullies his way forward, and he's got a first down. So a solid run there from Shriver, who normally plays linebacker and defensive line.
Now, if you're Capitals coach, Simus, you probably got your studs out because you don't want that dumb injury in the last minute for playoffs, right?
That's right. Short run there from the Bengals. That was number 3, I think it was. Nope. Number 9 from the Bengals. That was Anthony Tabor, senior. The Bengals are busy getting some seniors some play time here. And now we have a cramp on the far side of the field for the Eagles, so the clock will stop.
Lewiston graduating about 14 seniors. Don't really know what it looks like for them next year. Obviously, they've got a good core group that they'll be able to work with, and what a big difference the summer program works. And the Bengal coach has a good year-round program. But about 14 seniors are going to say goodbye tonight.
It's bitter feeling here tonight for Lewiston, as their season will come to an end. And Capital, excitement for their next opportunity against Rigby in the next round, as Jace McArcher continues fighting to the very end, and he's got close to a first down.
Congratulations to Coach Simus and the Capital Eagles. As we talked about earlier, he has announced that he's going to retire after this year. He's been with the Capital Eagles for 18 years, and good for him that it's not ending tonight in the Lewis-Clark Valley. He goes on to play Rigby in a playoff game in a week.
And boy, wouldn't it be nice to ride off into the sunset winning a championship, a state title. But a lot of good teams left in the field for Capital to have to go through. So we'll see what they're able to come up with.
Yeah, there's teams that are going to run into schools like Rocky Mountain, Mountain View. These are powerhouse schools. And lots of kids to pick from. Schools that have 3,000 kids going there, and they're powerhouse programs.
McArcher keeps the handoff, runs up the right side, and he's brought down from behind and hit hard. Solid gain and a first down for the Bengals, and they've got 34 seconds left. See if they can maybe put another touchdown on the board to end the season with a bang. 29 seconds and counting. They hand it off to Hepburn, who tries to get to the outside, but just not able to do it like he normally does. And Hepburn's been a little gimpy tonight.
Lewiston not going to the air much, even being behind. They've stuck to that running game.
And credit to Capital. They've just made things difficult all night for Lewiston and have really put this offense on hold. And that's going to be a loss on the play there. Tackle made by one of the backups. You hear the Capital sideline going crazy as Logan Bohm gets the tackle. He's a senior. And that is the end of the game.
Well, the Capital Eagles move on in the state playoffs. They get Rigby next week. Good luck to the Capital Eagles. And tough night for the Lewiston Bengals.
Tough night indeed. A 44-13 the final score, and you see the emotion on the sideline for Lewiston now as the seniors are saying goodbye for the final time. And a lot, like you said, Brad, a lot of memories being shared with these guys, and a tough pill to swallow, but they fought hard. And again, congratulations to Capital moving on to face Rigby. The final score, Capital 44, Lewiston 13. You've been watching IdahoSports.com. Good night.